everybody. Thank you for joining me here on Messy Girl Crafts. My name is Ashley. If you're new here, welcome in. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome home. Today I'm going to be whipping on Embrace of the Pumpkin by Kikowah from Munimade. This canvas is so gorgeous. Let me just show it to you. Hold on. I have to flip it over to give you the full picture here. No pun intended. So this is her. Look at that. She looks so good. I've only kind of done that top part where her hair is, but look how sparkly it is. Even the top of Zero, the ghost puppy, if you're not familiar with the Nightmare Before Christmas. But this I actually started while I was away in Omaha, Nebraska on a recent business trip for Eric, but leisure trip for me. And yeah, so I'm just going to work on this. Now, I wanted to kind of show you what she looked like in all of her glory because this cover paper is not perforated because I think Diamond Art Club is the only place that does perforated cover sheets. And when I was in Omaha, I was not, I didn't have access to scissors. And so I was literally like ripping, I was like using like toe clippers and stuff to rip the paper or the plastic down so I could get like a good chunk of it so I could like work on a space. But now that I'm home, I'm like, why don't I just use cover paper? I have so many good options for cover paper. So I'm gonna take this sheet off and we're gonna pick options. I don't have any that are Halloween themed necessarily. I have my custom one from Kikowah and Winnie that I have. I have a Mrs. Butter D option, Mini DP Madness, Rainbow Stardust, Glittery Rainbow Swirl, Earth Angel by Josephine Wall, and oh, this is Winnie, so that means this is Kikowah. Okay, this is all by Crafts with Crashley, by the way. Crafts with Crashley makes amazing cover paper. This is Neon Space. I'm not feeling Neon Space. I'm feeling one of the rainbowy ones just because I'm feeling rainbowy. So I think I'm going to do Rainbow Stardust just because it's so fun and happy. So let me put these back behind here. I'm so sorry that this whole situation is still a mess. My whole office is probably going to continue to be a work in progress for a while as because the priority is really to get Eli's room ready. And once Eli's room is like empty, then I can like really start making good decisions about this room. Every day I kind of like tweak and touch things and move things around. Like some of these cabinets behind me are starting to get a little bit more organized, but as you can see, there's still shelves behind me that have to be put inside because these cabinets are a little bit more sturdy, and so I am afraid to commit to a particular shelf location because it's more of a pain in the butt for Eric to pull the thing out so that it can be like changed on the height. It's not just like the ones you would get at like Walmart where they're the little tabs that you stick in and you can just move them up and down. They can be moved up and down, but he had to use like pliers to yank it out the first time when I wanted to change my mind, and he was like, let's try not to do that again. And I was like, okay. This is the Rainbow Swirl cover paper from Crafts with Crashley. It's really pretty. So it's just like a bunch of different cuts of this same really cool rainbow swirl. So I'm just gonna rip off this cover sheet, not rip, gently remove the cover sheet, and then I'm gonna place this on there and then we will get going. Once we actually start like working on the canvas too, I'm going to use a Munimade tray. This is not the new tray. She actually has trays with magnets now, but I'm going to practice using this one. I have a smaller one. I just can't find it. I have a blue one that's not as big. Normally I wouldn't go for something this size. When I was first just starting to learn about diamond painting and figuring it out, I got a bunch of trays that were this size from NYX's Notions, but I just found out very quickly that it just didn't feel right in my hand, like to hold something this big and to shake it and to pour it back into my containers. So in the future, I'll probably only go for like the smaller versions of these trays. But again, this just came with this kit. So, because I did the upgraded premium toolkit, I've actually heard that now you can choose with Munimade, like what premium tool upgrade you want, like what kind of like tray you want, if you want it big or small. I don't know if you get to pick colors, you might be able to, but check out her website if you're interested. I am going to go this direction. That could be a mistake, but we're going to find out the hard way. I'm going to go horizontal. Yeah, these are pretty much all the same cut. There's a couple differences, but it's okay. It doesn't matter to me. I'm just putting it on here to protect the glue for not getting messed up. I'm overlapping them slightly so they'll be really easy for me to pick up with some tweezers when I get to that section of the painting. And yeah, I don't use cover paper all the time, but specifically when I'm working on diamond paintings from companies that are not Diamond Art Club, I sometimes want to lean on the cover papers just because it truly is a pain in the butt to not have that perforated cover sheet. I'm definitely spoiled by it. So this just makes me feel like I basically am creating my own perforated cover sheet, which is kind of fun. And it's just really easy to take on and off. And I love that it's reusable. Like, I don't have to throw these away when I'm done with this painting. I can literally just put them back in their little envelope and just move on. I realized when I was in Omaha, I never actually washi taped this canvas, which is so unfortunate because I have so many cute Halloween washi tapes, but I never did it. Maybe I'll do it at the end or something just for the aesthetic of it, but I definitely didn't do that. But as of right now, I'm actually just putting the cover paper, like, or the cover sheets here, like outside of the painting enough to where it's actually covering that outer layer. So I'm not really bumping into any issues of like me feeling sticky. But we'll see. If I start to get annoyed by it, maybe I'll take up the cover paper and redo it so that the, whatchamacallit, the little extra glue area on the outside doesn't become a problem for me. But right now I don't think it will, because the cover paper, like, I have it so it's going past the glue area. But anyways, how are you guys? I hope you're doing well. I know last week we didn't really have a true whip and chat because we did a month in review. Whenever that happens, I'm like, dang, we're gonna have so much to talk about and catch up on at the next time we chat, because it's like 2 weeks have gone by since we had just like talked with each other. Yeah, see, this also scares me when the cover paper doesn't easily just come right off. So this was the cover paper, or the cover plastic that was on the canvas. Yeah, we're just gonna throw her to the floor for now, but I will throw her away fully later. But look, now it's gonna be all like beautiful. Look how pretty that looks. And it's so easy to do. I just literally slap it on and there are no issues whatsoever. Normally I do start at the top of the canvas, and that's what I did on this one. So I'm just going to continue that. So I kind of have an awkward amount of drills going on in this corner. So I'm just going to like get the cover paper as close to like this area as I can. And then I'm just going to start working on it. Will this fit a whole sheet? Ooh, it will. I might have to take it down a little bit just because I want there to be some overlap on the cover paper. And if I can't get a good overlap, oh, hold on. I was rolling on my plastic here. Let's see, where can I stick this? Maybe I have to come down a little bit more. Ugh. Ooh, or I could just make this one giant section and then deal with it. Oh my gosh. Yeah, this is gonna be, so maybe over here I'll go this way. Okay, this is gonna look a little crazy just because I wasn't really paying attention to myself over here, but I'm just gonna have to change directions of the paper and go this way just for this little section by her eyes, because there's too many rows to go this way. It wouldn't cover the entire row. So I'm just gonna go this way, and then I'll just make sure I prioritize this section first, and then I'll be able to go back to normal after the fact, which is totally fine. I am not super picky about this part. Except I am picky when it doesn't cover all of the glue. So let me just fix that. That's also what I love about this cover paper, is like you can literally pick it up, put it down, pick it up, put it down, and it's not thin. So like it really does hold its shape well. And yeah, I'm a big fan. So anyways, there has been so much going on in the last couple weeks. We're going to do some life updates. We're going to talk about diamond painting. I have some really awesome announcements for you guys about upcoming things that Eric and I are excited to talk about. Well, he's in the other room. He's relaxing. We had a very long weekend, which I will talk about. But we decided to do this new little project that involves you guys. And so he told me I could tell you guys about it today. So I'm excited about that too. Do I want to do this? Maybe I want to do this. Maybe I do want to do this. I think I want to do this. And I'm doing it. Okay, perfect. Oh, please don't fall. Okay, that's the only thing too, is like if you're hanging a diamond painting over an edge, sometimes it gets a little sketchy because the papers, you know, they can kind of come up a little bit. But if you're careful when you're diamond painting, like for this situation, if this was a bigger diamond painting, I would probably like have it rolled under the table, but since it's really not that big, I'm probably just gonna flip it and I'm just gonna diamond paint sideways so I can get to the section that I was already working on. Yeah, there you go. So it's all done. Again, it's not perfect or beautiful, but it works. And I didn't even use all of them. I still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I still have 9 more sheets left, so it probably would have covered this entire diamond painting no problem. So yeah, that's that. Thank you, Crafts with Crashley. So without further ado, let's catch up. Where do I even begin? I wrote notes for this. Okay, so let's start with the drama first. Why don't we? So about what day is it? It's currently Sunday. Oh, I can't even read that. Is today the 18th? No, whoa, not the 18th. Holy cow. Let me see what day it is. It's the 10th. I was like, what day is it? It's the 10th of August. So 2 Fridays ago, I want to say it was 2 Fridays ago, because again, we did get to catch up last week. 2 Fridays ago, it was like Friday at noon, okay? I'm working in the office, and because I like had an event that day, so I was on campus. Normally I'm not on campus on Fridays. I have everything I need? Okay, yeah. And we got this email right before lunchtime, and it was from the university, and it was like, hey guys, starting like September 2nd, everybody has to go back to working like 5 days in the office. And then obviously the email was longer than that. It had other stipulations like, oh, if you're contractually allowed to work remotely, you're fine. If your building is under construction, like you can work with HR and like all these things. Like it had a couple stipulations, but pretty much it was like if you have like a regular job that's like not with any special situations, like by September 2nd, everybody needs to be 5 days back in the office. And my collective, like everybody at my college had a conniption. Like it was like everybody was freaking out. Oh, I forgot to grab my little I forgot to grab my little Lego separator to open up my things. Do I have one in here? Oh, I do. Thank God. Okay. So everybody's freaking out, myself included, right? I like just found out that I'm having a baby, and now I'm basically being told that like before the baby and after the baby, I'm gonna have to work in the office 5 days a week. So I'm like in a chokehold. Everybody on my team is freaking out. There are some people that travel like up to 2 hours to get to campus, and like they were really banking on that hybrid work schedule. So it's just really hard right now. Like a lot of people are just like not sure what they're gonna do. They're not sure how they're gonna handle like commuting and like kids, and obviously like I'm about to be a new mom, but there are people that have like kids that are like toddlers and teenagers and like have school, and it's awful. Everybody's really upset and just really struggling with what to do next. And so the worst part, well, I mean, it's all bad, but the part that was like even extra awful is that like when the university sent out this email to the entire university community, nobody knew about it. Like obviously the staff, like we were all finding about that for the first time, but like HR had no idea that was coming. My team, like my leadership, my boss, the dean of our college, nobody had any idea that was coming down the pipeline. So nobody was prepared to answer all of the questions that came from like finding that out on Friday at 12 o'clock in the afternoon. So like everybody was immediately like trying to like they had questions and they wanted answers, and like, and again, like normally our college would usually follow up an email like that from the university with like, here's our plan. Like, this is what we're going to do. This is what because our building is under construction right now. Well, not the building that I work in, but they're building a new building right next to us and they're attaching them together. And so it has been hell on campus, like jackhammering every single day. Like right now I only work on campus 3 days a week, which is an increase. It used to be 2 days a week, 2 days a week in, 2 days a week off campus, and then 1 day a week off work completely because I work 4/10s. Then it bumped up to 3 days a week on campus, 1 day working from home, 1 day off. Now I have no idea what they're gonna do. So yeah, it's not good. And then again, HR had no idea this was coming. And in the email from the university, they like told everybody to like, oh, if you have questions about your situation or whatever, go talk to like your HR representative. Meanwhile, HR is like spiraling because they have no idea what's going on. And there's just so many people where like after COVID happened and we all came like kind of back to work, a lot of us realized that like a hybrid schedule was super, super productive for us. And like we did enjoy like working from home and campus like as needed. And productivity has gone up, satisfaction has gone up. And it's pretty much like they just threw all of that away and was like, well, we don't care because whatever. And again, I personally don't blame my institution for this decision because we are a state institution and we have to do what the state wants us to do. And I very much feel that this is a government influenced decision. And so I really don't think that my school had a choice. Like even if they didn't want to do something like this, I feel like they really wouldn't have had a choice because we are a state school and we have to do what the state says. And if the state says everybody's back, everybody has to be back. So, but I'm still kind of just upset about how the university chose to like communicate the information. You know what I mean? Like I just don't feel like I feel like they could have done a better job in like telling key people in each of the colleges first. So that way when they did make that huge email announcement, everybody like would be turning to HR and like our bosses and they would have answers. Like, this is how we're going to do it. This is what this means. Like, this is what it means it for us. Because again, we're under construction. We don't even have enough physical space in our building right now to hold every employee that we have at our college. So I'm just like, it's just very frustrating. And again, coming at a time where like, I am so excited that I'm pregnant. I'm getting ready for a baby. We're doing his room. We're getting everything ready. I had a conversation with my mom like pretty early on about what it was going to look like for me going back to work and what my like tentative maternity plan was going to look like. And her and I, first of all, she would do literally anything. Like, she is not like, that's too much, whatever, which I feel so guilty now having to potentially ask her to watch my son 5 days a week for 8 hours a day. That is a lot of work. It's a lot of work for a parent, but it's a lot of work for a grandparent that like, it's like not their kid. I mean, again, I know that there's a ton of you and my mom included that would just like drop everything to do that. But like, that is a selfless act and that should not be expected of somebody. Do you know what I mean? Like, that should be out of the goodness of someone's heart, which in this case it totally is. And my mom is like, I'll literally do anything that you need me to do. But like, thank God I have my mom because like I have a coworker right now who is also pregnant, but she is due in a month. So she's due like towards the end of September. Like, actually, I won't even see her. Like, I'm going to leave for my cruise to Alaska and she'll be out like the day I get back. So I'm just like, like, she doesn't have someone who can watch her child 5 days a week. And her husband both work at the university in different departments. And if they both have to come back 5 days a week, it's like they have to do daycare. But unfortunately, daycares, especially for like infants, first of all, infants are much more expensive in daycare because they need so much more attention and supervision. So like, you're already getting charged an arm and a leg because they're younger. Then on top of that, you're asking for 5 days a week for 8 hours a day. That is crazy. Like, I think she said she, like, the daycare where she had her daughter and her daughter is 5. And so she's already in, like, kindergarten or whatever. But the daycare that her daughter went to, they charge, like, $300 or $400 a week. A week for the, and I'm just like, could you imagine, like, $300 to $400 a week? Count that out by months, then by the year. And again, like if your kid's in daycare for like 2 years before they start like pre-K, VPK, kindergarten, whatever. I'm like, that's like a mortgage payment. Like, what? Like, how? Like, I am so aware of how blessed I am to have my mom, especially living close to me, especially being willing to like potentially take that on. Like, she was actually over here today and we'll talk about that more in a little bit, but like her and I were talking about it today and I kind of like broke the news to her about this change at work and I was just like, this sucks. And she was like, she immediately, of course, she was like, I got you, don't worry about it. But I'm just like, that's so much to ask. And she's like, it's okay. And I told her what my coworker was dealing with. I was like, she's going to be paying like $300 to $400 a week for this infant to like, and again, not only is that like money lost, right? Like it kills you to spend that much money on daycare, but also like, at least this is how I feel. I feel like I'm gonna miss stuff. Like I feel like I'm gonna miss a lot of things because it's like, okay, yeah, I'm really excited that I get to be with him for the first 4 months of his life and like give him all that attention. But like, that's not like, do you know what I'm saying? Like there's so much more about those first like couple, like that first year, 2 years. I'm going to miss 40 hours or more because obviously there's like commuting and all that. I'm going to miss 40 plus hours a week of his life. Like I feel sick. I feel sick thinking about that. Like, I don't want him to feel like he doesn't know his mommy, and I don't want him to feel like, and again, I want him to bond with my mom, and that's his grandma, but like, I don't want him to feel like he was raised by his grandma and he never saw his mom or his dad because they were working to death. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just feel so sad. I feel so sad. And of course, Eric, Mr. Supportive, is like, just quit, screw them. And I'm like, no, we can't do that. Because then again, like, it's like, you know, in this day and age, it's like you feel like you need 2 paychecks to support a family and live comfortably and be able to like do the things you want to do. And I always told myself, like, I never wanted to have to like be in a bad financial situation, especially with a kid. Like, I want them to be able to get whatever they need for school, for field trips, you know, oh mom, I want to buy the $50 high school sweater. Sure, baby, whatever you want. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to like make my kid like a spoiled brat, but I do want them to feel secure and like they have like that financial security, because I think a lot of us didn't have that growing up, or our childhood was paid for by credit cards, and like, you don't want your parents to have to struggle to like give you a good life. And I feel like Eric and I have worked so hard to make a life for ourselves that is stable and good, and we don't live above our means. And so like, if I didn't work anymore, like I feel like we would be literally cutting our livelihood in half, and then what? Do you know what I mean? Like, and then it's just like it's not what I envisioned for us. Like, I wanted more than that. Like, I don't want to have to just get by when I don't have to do that currently. I'm not saying like if you live in that situation, that's a bad thing. I'm just saying for me personally, I've gotten myself to a place where I don't just have to like get by, and I don't want to create that experience for my child just because I feel like being selfish and like I want to be around him 24/7, which again, it is a little selfish, but also he would benefit from it. But also like I'm not just doing it for him. I would be doing it for me too. Like, I selfishly want to see him every second of every day, but I'm not afforded that opportunity because we do both, I think, need to be working to give him the life that I want to give him. And that's a personal choice. Like, again, some people would quit and some people might quit, you know, because they're like, screw that. Like, there's no way I'm not going to be there for my newborn or whatever. And I respect that completely. But yeah, so I'm really struggling with this, like, big time. So, I mean, if the school is going to go about, again, we still haven't heard back, because the last thing we heard from the college, because again, the university made the email. My college that I work for within the university, they sent out an email like on the next Monday, basically saying like, hey guys, like, we're meeting as an executive leadership team. We're going to talk about it and try to see like what we can do. And we're getting like input from a bunch of people to see like what's going to work best. And we'll get back to you. And that's where we're still at. That was last Monday, I think, because this happened 2 Fridays ago. So I think last Monday is when they told us that, and we still haven't heard a peep. But again, like, they told us we didn't have to come back. Like, the university didn't say we had to come back for 5 days a week until September 2nd. So I'm sure the college is going to milk it and take as much of that time as they can to really like come to a decision. But that's just really hard, because like, a lot of people have to think ahead and plan ahead for like what we're going to do. I think if nothing else, we are going to get an extension of our current hybrid schedule because of construction. And this construction on that building is supposed to go on until like next year. So maybe we'll luck out and the rest of this year will continue to look the same, but it still just feels like this impending dread. Do you know what I mean? Like, it still feels like there's this dread hanging over everyone's head. Like, we know that eventually we're going to have to do this. And it's just like, I said this to my coworkers and to my boss, it feels like we're losing a privilege that we didn't do anything to lose. Like, yes, were we all hired as full-time in-person employees? Yes. But then we got this privilege of having this hybrid and alternative work schedule, and we have not abused it. Everybody always tells you where they are. Everybody is available when they're remote. Like, nobody's like, I have, at least on my team, I guess I can only speak for my team, but like, we are always on it, and my team is always super open and communicative wherever they are, whatever they're doing, and I trust them because most of them have been with me for at least 2 to 3 years. I do have one new person, but she's been great. So I just feel like we're getting something like, we lost a privilege, like we got in trouble, but we never did anything wrong. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, that's how it feels. So I'm just really having a really, really hard time imagining my life, what my life will look like going back to the office 5 days a week. Granted, like, I have a ton of leave time saved up because, again, I have been hoping to get pregnant this whole time, and here I am finally pregnant. So I did tell my boss, I was like, I mean, not to be disrespectful, but like, if they're going to have us be coming in 5 days a week, like, please know that, like, I plan to use my leave time for my child. Like, I don't care if he sneezes, I'm staying home. If he has a doctor's appointment, I'm taking the whole day off. Like, I'm not going to be ginger about how I use my sick and annual leave anymore, because I was for so long, because again, I didn't want to waste it, or I didn't want to use it meaninglessly. Now it has a lot of meaning, and I have a child and a family, and also, like, my mom's gonna need a break. Like, if my mom is watching my child 5 days a week, she's gonna need a break. And so, or maybe like her and David are gonna go on vacation or something. So like, there could be times where I'm like, sorry, job, I have to take 3 days off of work or a week off of work because they're going to be away and I need to watch my own child because we don't have daycare. Like, we're not doing the daycare thing. So I do, like, and don't get me wrong, I don't have a problem with daycare other than the fact that it's super expensive. But like, I guess rightfully so if they're treating your kids right. But I've also just heard so many horror stories, and I hate the idea of my child being with a non-family member, sometimes even a family member. It kind of freaks me out. But I'm like, if they can't talk or communicate what's happening to them outside of my purview, that freaks me out. I watch way too much true crime, so that's fully on me. But I feel like I don't trust anybody with my child, and if they can't, like, once they can talk, like, again, I don't want to create like a shut-in. I want my kid to have good social skills and be able to socialize with other peers and kids his age. But I just don't think that has to happen at 1.5 years old. Like, oh, did I tell you last time? I think I already told you guys that Eric's cousin is pregnant. She's a month behind me. So also, we're going to have a family member that lives relatively close that will also have basically a child the same age as mine. So like, they're going to be around other babies, and they're going to be around other people, and I'm going to make sure that they have interactions with other children. But like, as far as being in someone's care all day, like in a facility of some sort, I'm just like, maybe he gets all his shots first. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know that I want to expose him to like other baby snot like right in the beginning. But like, again, I want him to go to like pre-K, and I want him to go to like little summer camps or baby gyms, or like, I want him to socialize. But I just don't think I love the idea of like him being taken care of by an adult that I've literally never met before, and I'm paying to I'm like paying you, and I've never met you, and I'm like giving you my whole heart and my soul in a baby, and just praying to God that you give him back to me at the end of the day. Like, that gives me so much anxiety to think about. Like, I can't even begin to tell you. Let me know in the comments if you guys had a pretty short maternity leave and then had to go back to work full time pretty fast, and like how you dealt with that emotionally, because I am struggling. Like, I need my mamas out there to give me advice on how to mentally get through that period of like, again, I know I'm not there yet. I'm still pregnant. But I'm just saying, like, the thought of having to, like, go back to work after bonding with my baby for only 4 months, which is way more than a lot of people get, I'm just feeling anxious about that decision and what to do about how I feel. Like, I know people do it every day. Moms and dads, they have to go back to work, and they have to give their kid to a childcare or something every day that happens. But I don't want it. I don't want it so bad, but it might be a necessity. Not for childcare, but for my mom. And just, I'm struggling. I'm struggling big time with that, and I really don't know how to feel or what to do. And I just don't know. I don't want to miss anything. I don't want to miss a smile, a laugh, his first anything. If I miss a first anything, I'll probably need therapy and lose my mind, because it's just like, ugh, like, I I just don't want that. That's not what I want. But again, and also like everyone's been telling me, like every time I talk to someone, they're like, it goes so fast. Newborn goes so fast. And they grow up so fast. I'm like, great. So they grow up so fast and I only get to see them half of a day for 5 days of the week. That is yucky. That is yucky and I hate it. I'm just looking at the rest of my notes here. Oh, so my coworker that's pregnant, again, she's going to have to use daycare because she doesn't have someone who can consistently watch them like every day during the week. And she was originally going to go out at the end of September, be gone October, November, December, come back January. So she was going to do the 3 months of FMLA and then come back in January, back to work. That was before all this drama with the 5 days. So now because at my school, it's actually a really great benefit. We can take up to 6 months of parental leave, but it's not paid. So you have to be able to use your own leave to pay for that. And then my boss, he decided to talk to the higher ups about, you know, if they come back before the 6 months, like, can we give them kind of like a flexible schedule so that they can transition being back on campus when they have their newborn. And the deal he kind of gave us was like 2 days back on campus, 2 days home, or 3 days home for her because she's not on the 410s, but I am. So I would be 2 in, 2 off, or like 2 out of office and then 1 like off of work. So she was like, well, if I don't have childcare and the daycare that she wants to send her son to is, because she's having a boy too, I thought that was so cute. The daycare that she's wanting to send her son to is, she's on a wait list. And this is the same one that her daughter went to. So the lady that is part of the daycare who knows her was like, I'm going to try to like get you off the wait list as fast as possible, but obviously we can't guarantee anything. She was telling me, because she's like, I have looked at multiple daycares. Like, this isn't the only daycare I've looked at. One daycare told her she would be on a wait list for like 2 years. And she's like, wait, you're going to put me on a wait list for an infant room for 2 years. Tell me how that makes sense. He's not going to be an infant anymore. Anyway, it's completely messed up how all that works, and I just feel super bad. But she now, because of everything, she's like, well, I guess I'm just going to take an extra month of my maternity leave so I can watch him for a little bit longer and hopefully give an extra month for me to get off the wait list. So her plan now is to be out through January, come back to work in February, and by February be putting her kid in a daycare. So if I go out in February and she comes back in February, we're going to completely miss each other. So I'm not going to see this particular person on my team September, really October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May. 8 months. That's insane. I hate that. But again, whatever. Like, I would never tell her no. I was like, girl, you do whatever you got to do. So that's kind of where we're at, and it's just everybody's upset. And okay, so again, everyone's upset, but like at least my team is pretty tight and everyone's like trying to figure out how they're going to make it work for themselves. But the other team, so like my team and the advising team are like close but not connected. So there's another team of advisors, and they are, first of all, they're dropping like flies. Before this announcement even happened, 2 advisors left. Not for any negative reasons, just like they got other opportunities and moved on. But there was 2 openings for academic advising. But then because of this whole like coming back to work drama, we have 2 graduate academic advisors. And again, one of them has, I think, 2 sons, and he like coaches their little league teams or like their sports teams or whatever. And he lives far away. And then the other one is the one that lives in Winter Haven. He's like, my commute just went from 30 hours a week to 60 hours a week. He's like, I don't know what I'm going to do. And I'm just like, I low-key told Eric, I was like, Eric, if any of the graduate advisors leave, you should absolutely apply for their job. It would totally be it would be a pay cut for him if he did that. But if he got to work for the advising team, number 1, we would get to carpool to work. So we're saving a ton of money there. Number 2, same thing, we would only have to pay for 1 parking pass. So we would save a ton of money there because he currently pays monthly for his spot in Tampa to park in downtown, which is like a lot of money. It's like $50 a month or something like that. So, and then it's not even like close to his building. He has to like walk 10 minutes to his car. And then The other benefit is we work together, so that's cool. Like, we can have lunch together and stuff. Like, we're not, like, he doesn't report to me. It wouldn't be like a nepotism thing. Like, he would not be, it would be like near each other, but not in the same group. And then also, he actually doesn't mind working in person. Like, he finds himself to be more productive. So he would be like their little golden child that's not complaining about not being able to work from home. Like, he would not be one of the people that's like upset about that. Oh, and then the other thing is that his leave time would be incredible because it would be the same as mine. So we'd get the same holidays off. For me, I always get 2 weeks off during Christmas. Currently, he only gets 12 days off for the year of annual leave on top of federal holidays, but still, like, he only gets 12 days off. Could you imagine with a kid only getting 12 days off a year? Like, I mean, I'm sure some of you could imagine it because that's your situation, but Eric is like, I don't want to miss anything and I don't know what to do. And again, that's like not that 12 days off is like, who knows what that could be for? That could be for like regular, not fun stuff. Like, we're not even talking about like, what if we want to go on a big vacation with our child one day? Is he going to use all of his days off in like one shot? Do you know what I mean? So it's just not ideal. But again, he likes his job. He has nothing against his job, but there's just a lot of changes happening. And I told him, I was like, again, like, I think him moving over to the college would actually, even though it would be a pay cut and it would be a career change for him, I think it would have so many fringe benefits that it would make it completely worth it. Also, I already have this benefit now, but it would just be cool to have him here too. If Eric and I both worked at the university, if Eli wanted to go to college and he picked the school that we work at, he would go to college for free. For free. Free. I can go for free. Eric would be able to go for free. And Eli would be able to go for free because of that benefit. And, the time off. The time off would be huge. So that's where we're at right now, is like, he's not like jumping at the bit or anything, but like, if one of those grad advisors does decide to put in their 2 weeks, I already actually told my boss and the boss of that position, I was like, hey, I know you're in a panic mode right now because they're already talking about looking for a new job and you just lost 2 other advisors. If you want, Eric is interested because of these reasons. Like, I'm very transparent. Like, I don't want anyone to think I'm trying to be shysty. I'm like, he's interested. He doesn't have direct experience, but he has a lot of transferable skills. And if you're wondering why he would want something like this, it's because we're having a child and he needs more time off, and this is a great place to work. And they'd be like, oh, yes, totally understand that. And he's such a hard worker. Like, again, he's been in management positions, so this would be a downgrade for him in that area too. But like, again, it doesn't matter as much anymore. Like, we're still going to be able to make great money. We would be spending a lot less money, which would probably make up a decent amount of what he was losing in pay anyway. And we would get to work together. So it's like, man, if I had to go to work 5 days a week and be miserable, at least I'm miserable with my husband across the hall. That sounds fun. So, yeah, it's been quite the last 2 weeks since we haven't chatted. So that's like all the drama from work. I had briefly mentioned in the W.I.P chat that I would tell you guys about. So I'm just having a big struggle about all of that. So if you could please just send me your positive thoughts, that would be much appreciated. And also, like, any of my mamas out there, if you have any advice for me and where I'm at in my headspace right now, please feel free to put your comments in the chats about it, and your thoughts in the comments. Holy cow. Because I'm just mentally, I'm pretty broken up about it, and I'm trying to marry the two things that I want in my mind. Like, I'm trying to marry the idea of like staying at my job, still being able to make the money I make, but also have that flexibility and that hybrid environment where I can spend time with my child and I can also get a break, when my mom is watching. Like, I really was excited about that balance. I was like, wow, for 3 days, my mom will be kind of like watching him, but then I'll be able to step in. And it like felt like a really good balance. But now I just feel like it just got yanked into one direction and I didn't have a choice. And again, I didn't do anything to make that happen, and I'm just reacting to it. And it's a lot. So yeah, but other than that, this weekend was good. This was a good weekend this weekend. Friday, Eric's mom and stepdad, Peter, came up to visit. We haven't seen them since Peter had his heart attack. So this was the first time first of all, this man, okay, was literally told he had 6 hours to live. just to catch you up, if you're not familiar, if you go back a couple Whip and Chats, I don't even remember which one it was called, but like a couple Whip and Chats ago, we talked about, it was sometime in May. This happened in May, like around Mother's Day time. Eric's stepdad Peter had a massive heart attack. He was told he had 6 hours to live. He needed to go on an ECMO machine. They had to transfer him to another hospital that had the ECMO machine. The first hospital was absolute crap. They didn't do anything they were supposed to do. The second hospital literally saved his life. And he went from having 6 hours to live to like, he was out of the hospital in 2 weeks and like walking, and now he's like doing cardiac therapy, running on treadmills. They said his heart sustained no damage. He's still a little winded and tired, but like he's gaining weight again, like, you know, because he lost a lot of weight during the whole episode, but he's gaining weight again. He's like running on a treadmill with the, you know, the ECMO, or not the ECMO, the EKG stuff on him, and like his doctors are watching him. He drove the 4 hours up here. I think they did take a break or two, so he had a rest, but like he wouldn't even let Tammy drive, Eric's mom, and I'm just like, y'all are nuts. But he's doing so good. I almost cried. We like saw him. So Tammy and Peter came to the house because I had Friday off and Eric was at work and he was late. He was late coming home. So we were waiting for him at the house, and then he called us when he was finally on his way home, and we said, just meet us at this restaurant because we're starving. So he did that. So, but I got to see Tammy and Peter first. And when I saw Peter, like, I was almost in tears. Because, like, again, the last time I saw him was with his eyes open and talking to us, but he was, like, laying in a hospital bed. And he was still on ECMO. He was still, like we weren't out of the woods yet. But we were happy to know that, like, he was up and talking and he was extubated and all that. So just to see him, like, drive 4 hours to come see us and, like, walk through my front door was, like, I was like, holy cow. So we like hugged and we were just talking. Obviously, that was the first time that they had seen me pregnant. So they were, again, I don't think I look that different yet, but they were like, oh my God. They were like so excited. Tammy, his mom, Eric's mom, brought literally a huge brown bag full of clothes for Eli. It was just a mountain of clothes. We were looking at all the clothes. Everything is freaking adorable. By the way, Gap Kids, everything has this like little teddy bear logo on it, and I'm fully obsessed. Like, I am obsessed with the teddy bear thing. It is so cute. She got him so many footy pajamas and cute fuzzy hats with the little bear ears on them. I'm just like, I melted. I was melting. So we went to dinner. Eric got to see Peter. Everybody was hugging. It was very happy. We had dinner. We were just chatting about everything. They were telling us about like the rest of the recovery process and how all that's been going, and we were telling them about like getting the room ready. And when Tammy and Peter were here before Eric got home, I showed them the room and like what Eli's room looked like. I showed them in here. I showed them our bedroom, so because they haven't been here in a while, and like obviously we've done a lot of stuff. So that was really cool. Saturday, we woke up and we had breakfast out, and then we went shopping because Tammy was dying to go shopping with me for like more baby clothes. I'm like, you literally just brought a truckload of baby clothes, and now you want to get more. It was funny, before she came over, like before this weekend happened, I had saw that she had bought off my registry some baby hangers that I had put on the registry. And she was like, I texted her, I was like, oh my God, thank you for buying me these early, because she sent them right to the house. I was like, thank you. And she was like, oh, that's because of what's about to go down this weekend. And I was like, what? Like, what do you mean? So literally Saturday, we went to 2 malls. We went to an outdoor mall and an indoor mall, like a big, indoor mall. The outdoor mall was an outlet, which was amazing. And that outlet had like a lot of kids stores. So they had like Oshkosh Bagosh, Carter's, Janie and Jack, which was not impressive, Gap Kids, and I think there was another one, but I can't remember what it was. But so we got like so much more clothes. Then we went to we literally walked did the entire outlet mall in 2 hours, and it was barely 12. It might have been like 12 o'clock, and we were starting to get hungry. So I was like, well, what do you guys want to do for lunch? And of course, like, they're obsessed with me eating. They're like, we need to feed you because you're carrying our grandchild. And I was like, I know. I do get hungry every 2 hours. Like, after this women chat, I'm about to eat dinner ASAP. But anyway, so Tammy was like, well, I really want to go to I want to go to the indoor mall because they have a Lululemon, and she was like obsessed with getting Eric these new pants. They're actually really good pants. They're these like, I mean, they're Lululemon, but they look like dress pants. So, and Eric obviously works in an office environment where he has to wear dress pants every day, but they were like super comfortable and whatever. So we went to the other mall, had lunch, I got a steak, like a Philly cheesesteak sandwich, but just like meat and cheese. It was so good. And then Eric reminded me that we have one, like a Charlie's, I think it is, close to the house, and I'm like so excited to eat that. Like, again, that was such a good lunch. Anyway, so we were at the big mall. And what was cool about that too is because Tammy and Peter weren't with us when we found the restaurant we wanted to have our baby shower at. So that was the same mall where the restaurant was. So we actually took them up inside the restaurant and showed them where the baby shower was going to be, so they could like see what the room looked like. And it was good. I was like really happy that she got to see that. And then, we went shopping in the big mall, and we just went to like a bunch of normal stores, but we also found some more baby stuff, of course, because how could we not? We went to like Lululemon. She wanted to check out like Aritzia. It's a really good mall. It has like a lot of those like more fancy shops. She's like, his mom is like a total fashionista. Like, she has like all the cute clothes. She knows what's in style, what's in fashion, all of that. So she's into all that. So we were just like chasing her around the mall and like looking at stuff, and it was fun. But what was really hilarious, the highlight of the day, okay? We went into Nordstrom. We went into Nordstrom because Eric and I have this stroller that we put on our registry that we really want. It's already, it's on our registry, but it's privated because his grandmother wants to get it for us. But if you're a parent, you might have heard of it before. It's called the Duna. And basically, it's a car seat and a stroller. So it's a car seat, but you press this button and legs kick out and it becomes a stroller that you can push. But then it also has like a car seat base that you put in your car, and you can like fold down the wheels and then just click it right into the car seat. But also, the base isn't necessary. So this car seat, you can also use just a seatbelt to strap it into the car. So like, let's say you're like walking around and you call an Uber and you need to put your baby car seat in an Uber, you can just use a seatbelt and like it's secure. It's really, really cool. And honestly, I would not have even gone for the stroller if I hadn't seen it in action. When one of my best friends, Samantha, she lives in Georgia. She came down to visit me earlier this year in February, before I even knew I was pregnant or anything. And she brought her daughter. Her daughter was like 7-8 months at the time, I think. I can't remember exactly. She just turned 1 today, ironically, so happy birthday, Amelia. But she was like, it was February, so she was like not quite a year old yet. She was like 7-8 months, whatever. And she had the Duna. She brought the Duna. She traveled by herself. Her husband had to stay back to work. So she came to Florida on a plane, used the Duna on the plane, like with the car seat and all that. I'm pretty sure, I don't know if she checked the car seat or if she just brought it onto the plane as like a car seat, because again, it turns into a stroller. So she brought it on the plane, took like her grandmother picked her up at the airport. She spent time with her grandmother. Then she spent the second half of the trip with me, and then I dropped her back off at the airport, I believe. And like all of that was with this one car seat stroller. And so like we were walking around. We were taking her to like the park, or not the park, but like this little like indoor outdoor food hall place. And we took Amelia in the stroller. And it, like, again, when we drove in my car, she had it as a car seat with the seatbelt. And then when we got to the location, she like pressed the button and it popped itself out with the baby in the car seat. The legs drop down and it becomes a stroller. It's the coolest thing ever. So again, something like that, especially because of how expensive it is, I would have never, ever, ever thought to get something like that expensive or that like bougie. But again, watching her by herself she had her diaper bag. She had me, like I was helping her carry stuff, but like she had her diaper bag, she had her baby, she had her car seat, and it turned into a stroller. She didn't need nothing else. She was perfectly fine. Again, her husband wasn't there. She was able to put it in and out of the car herself. It's very lightweight. And it was just like a dream. It was a dream. And she let like me try, and I was like, this is so cool. So when I found out I was pregnant, she was like, you need to get this stroller. And I was like, no, yeah, I really like that stroller car seat combo. And again, it's only graded up to like, I think Eric said like 45 pounds. So like, again, I'm fully aware that this is not like the car seat this kid is going to be in until he can sit without a car seat. But like for those first, like, I don't know how long it takes a baby to weigh 35 pounds, but like what, 6-7 months? Like, hey guys. Okay. So this is editing Ashley. I was editing and I just saw this clip and I was like, what age is a baby 35 pounds? 2 to 2.5 years old. I said 6 months. I'm sorry. All right, back to the video. Bye. Even if it lasts that long, it'll be totally worth it because it's one device, right? Because babies come with so much gear, and so it's like a car seat, a stroller, a this, a that, a wagon, a this. And again, I know I'm never going to get away from having a lot of stuff because that's just how babies come with stuff. But the thought of like one less thing, especially when it's like, okay, like take the baby out of the car seat, get the stroller out of the trunk, pop open the trunk, do this, put it together, take it apart, put the baby back. It's like, you know, this is just like you press a button and the legs just kick out and you move. Like even when I go to like Publix or something, like if Eric and I go to Publix together, I can just like use that car seat and I can be walking the baby in Publix while he's pushing the cart or like whatever. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. The point of this whole description here. So we get to Nordstrom because they have that stroller in the store. Like Nordstrom sells this stroller also. So I was like, oh, like Tammy, do you want to see the stroller that like grandma's gonna buy us, whatever? And she was like, yes, absolutely. So we go into Nordstrom and we go to where the stroller section is, and it's already like in the base. It's up on this display. Okay, so this display is like 2 big wooden like things, like it's like 2 tiered, and it's on the first tier, so it's on the lower tier, so there's this other like wood piece next to it, but like the base is not glued down or secured to anything. Like the whole thing is just like loosey goosey. It's just sitting on top of this like wooden display thing. And so Eric and I have literally not touched this car seat since, well, I haven't touched it since, you know, my friend was here in February, and like, again, I wasn't the one handling it, she was, and I was just watching her do it, and I was like, that looks so easy. So like, again, you would think to give anyone grace the first time that I'm like, this is the first time I've literally ever tried to maneuver this car seat. So we were struggling, right? Like Eric was like shaking the car seat, trying to get it out of the base, and Tammy and Peter are looking at us like mortified. They're like, there is no way we are buying you that car seat because you are going to shake, like you're gonna like you're gonna off your newborn because you're like shaking it and trying to like whatever. Meanwhile, Eric's just trying to get the thing to come out because we can't remember. There's like a special button you have to press to get the base to release the car seat, and then there's another button that you press for the legs to kick out from the car seat itself. So we were just trying to figure it out, but they're over there just staring at us like, oh heck no. And I'm like, guys, like you have to give us a chance to practice. Like you're literally watching us do this for the very first time without ever like having looked deeper into it. Like, you know, when you watch a video online, they're like boop, and then it like naturally falls down, and then you're like boop, and then it clicks right into place. No. Everyone knows that when you're handling actual equipment, plus think about having like a heavy baby in it, like, you know, you're just like struggling and it's awkward, and plus the base is not secured to this wooden platform, and there's a wall on the other side, so it's like, it's not like in a car where it's like the base is secure and there's nothing on the other side of the car seat where you can just like overextend and clip in. So anyways, call me making excuses, I don't care, but they were so judgy about it, and I was like, guys, like we really like this car seat, but like just give us a minute to figure it out. So we practiced a couple more times, and I think that he and I figured it out. Like I can confidently, like if I went back to Nordstrom today, I would know how to take the car seat out of the base, and I would know how to get the legs to drop down, and then I would know how to stop the wheel so I could then recollapse it into the car seat and put it back in the base. I can do that now. Will it be graceful? Maybe not the first couple times, but after I do it 5 million times with that baby, I'm gonna get really good at it. So, okay, I want that car seat and whatever. And I told, because literally everyone judged the crap out of us for that car seat. His mom, my mom, his stepmom. I was like, everyone needs to just chill out, okay? If y'all want to get your own car seat, that's fine. And that's what everyone said. They're like, well, we'll just get our own. I'm like, kudos to you. Like, everyone can have their own. Because if he, I mean, it's a car seat and a stroller. So, like, if we're coming to visit, we're going to bring him in that car seat. But, like, if we're, like, walking around somewhere and you want to use your stroller, fine. Like, that's fine. Everyone can have their own equipment if they want to. Like, I don't know. I don't really know that, like, people who don't live near us is going to need that as much, because if we're there, we're going to use our stuff. But, like, for like my mom. Like if my mom wants to get like a little like umbrella stroller or something to walk him around the neighborhood while I'm not here because she can't figure out ours, that's fine. Like what, I don't care. But anyways, it was really funny though because Eric was being rough with the car seat. So like when Eric was trying to figure out, he was literally like, he got the car seat onto the ground out of the base. And then he was like trying to remember which direction the wheels had to go to clip back into the base because we were practicing like putting it in and out of the base. And he like 360s the car seat on the ground and the newborn insert pillow goes flying across Nordstrom. And his mom was like, oh, heck no. And I was like, Tammy, no, don't judge us. He's just practicing. So then I stepped in and I did it a couple times and then I felt more confident. Because that's the other thing too is like, when he goes back to work and I'm on maternity leave still by myself, like I need to be able to do that car seat by myself. Like I don't want to lean on him to do everything like with the car seat because I need to figure, like if I don't know how to use it confidently, I don't want to buy it. But I do feel much better about it now. So I think it'll be fine. It's just going to take some practice. But like they were watching us practice for the first time and they were judging the crap out of us. And I was like, dude, like stop. But yeah, so we left the mall after our Nordstrom fail, and then we shopped around a little bit more, but it was getting close to 5 o'clock, and we had dinner reservations at like 7:30, so we didn't stay much longer than that. Got back to the car. It was so hot that day, so all of us were exhausted. I, like, again, truly am not having like any super negative symptoms or sickness in my pregnancy, but I do get hungry every 2 hours, and I get very, very thirsty and tired. So like, again, the tiredness is not like, I had COVID before and that was a special kind of tired that I don't think anything has ever come close to. Like my pregnancy tired is not even close to what it was like when I was COVID tired. COVID tired felt like my bones were sinking into the mattress and I was physically not able to get up. It felt like I was paralyzed in sleep, like truly. This tired is just like, you know, you're going and going and going, but then the moment you sit down, like you could close your eyes and fall asleep because you're just so exhausted from going and going and going. Like right now in this moment, I wouldn't say I'm tired, but I know that when this whip and chat is over and I eat dinner, I'm out. I'm done. I'm crashing because it's just like my body is finally at rest and it's like, okay, we can shut down now. You know, I'll start to yawn like at 10 o'clock at night when previously I was going to bed at like midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning. Now my body at 10 o'clock is like forcing me into the bed. Like you need to sleep. And I know sleep's super important. So I'm not trying to avoid sleep. I want to sleep. But like in the past, I wasn't even tired. And now my body's like, oh no, you're ready to lay down. Like I promise you, you're ready to lay down and take a sleep. So when we were going home from the mall, immediately like the rocking of the car, I was out. I was like in that like weird Twilight situation where like you can still hear conversations, but you're also sleeping. So like at one point Eric was like, they were asking me a question and Eric was like, oh, she's asleep. I was like, no, I'm not. I was like, I can hear everything. Oh, whatever. So anyway, took a little nap ski on the way home and then we dropped them off back at their hotel so they could like take a nap, freshen up, whatever. Then they came to us for dinner. Well, they came to us, picked us up, and then we went to dinner, and we went to this really good place. It's called Tayo. It's like Colombian-inspired dishes, but like it's really, really good. And we ate super good. I had like churrasco with Brussels sprouts and like little roasted potatoes, and then they have this delicious tres leches for dessert. But then we also went to Rita's because there's a Rita's Italian Ice right nearby, and we love Rita's. So we popped over there, and then yeah, we called it a night pretty early, although they did come back to the house for a minute. And so again, his mom had brought a mountain of clothes, then she bought another mountain of clothes at the mall. So we had a tag party, and her and I sat on the couch and we just clipped all of the like tags on baby clothes off and like put them in the back and like put them to the side. And then today my mom and Tammy are very close, and so Tammy was like, we have to see your mom, whatever, I have a birthday present for her, because they don't get to see each other that often because again, like they live 4 hours away from each other just like we do. So they wanted to, and plus Peter, this was the first time they got to see Peter after like the surgery and like the heart attack and everything. So they were like, oh my god, yeah. So my mom David, Eric, me, Tammy, and Peter all went to breakfast this morning, which was so nice to be with everybody. And everybody was really excited to see Peter and talk to him. And again, kind of hear from his side of the story, what he felt happened. I think I'm done with this color. Sorry, I was just checking my situation. I was working with ABs, by the way. They're really pretty. I know it's hard to see from all the way over there, but they're really pretty. So Peter was just like explaining like from his perspective, like everything that happened with the hospital and what he remembers and what he doesn't remember. And we were just like recounting the story a little bit for my mom and Dave because they weren't there. Like I was relaying the information to them from South Florida while they were still up here. So they never even saw him sick. But we were just talking about it. And then Mom and Dave came back here to the house after we had breakfast. And Tammy showed my mom all of the baby clothes that she bought, which was fun. And I told my mom, I was like, well, we took all the tags off, so you get to turn everything inside out. Because you're supposed to turn, like, most baby clothes inside out when you wash them, because it just preserves, like, the little cute decals and the softness and all that. So basically, I would, like, show an outfit to my mom. She would freak out, and then she would roll it up inside out. We just went like that. So she filled up the basket with all of the clothes inside out, and we were just talking and catching up. And again, my mom and her were talking. For my mom's 60th birthday, Tammy bought her a golden squirrel candy dish, which is hilarious because they are both like super in love with like animals. Specifically, they both like talk to the squirrels and have squirrels that come to their house and ask for snacks, and they give them snacks, and so they keep coming back. So they both have like their individual little squirrel armies. So Tammy has that same exact golden squirrel. It has like a little serving dish platter on it where Tammy puts like candy in it, like because it's like inside. It's not like for the squirrels. It's like a decorative thing. But she got one for my mom, and so now they have matching squirrels. And I told her, I told Tammy, and then I told my mom too. I was like, yeah, I'm like, if you two ever pass away, I'm putting your ashes in these squirrels, and I'm telling Eli that this is his grandmother's, these two golden squirrels, and he has to keep them forever. And they were laughing so hard. So I think I'm gonna do more of these glow in the dark drills because why not? They're so pretty. I love this color. So what else was I gonna say? So yeah, we showed my mom all the baby clothes, we did all that. Once Tammy and Peter left, because again, they had a 4-hour drive ahead of them, so like we didn't want to keep them too long. They left around noonish, and then my mom stayed because she had brought over her luggage that she plans to take on the Alaskan cruise, which by the way, the cruise is in 30 days. Well, less than 30 days now. Today's the 10th. I think it was 30 days from yesterday because it's September 9th. Yeah. So the cruise is in basically 30 days, and I am like, I feel so unprepared, even though I'm not. Like, I'm really not, because I think in my mind I felt more unprepared because I didn't know what cold weather clothes I had, but I actually do have a decent amount of cold weather clothes that are pretty quality. Like, I have this really good waterproof jacket from Burlington that I bought years ago for a different vacation, and it has a lining inside that can be removed as another jacket. So like you can have the whole kit and caboodle on, or you can unzip the inside and use it as like a lighter, just little zip up jacket, like kind of like a fleece, but not really. It has like more of that waffly pattern to it, but it's a great liner for this big weatherproof jacket. So anyway, I have that, which is really the biggest piece of like wearable stuff that I need to make sure I have. I also bought in anticipation of like maybe showing a little bit more, because I'm going to be 19 weeks on the first week and 20 weeks on the second week of the cruise. So I bought like a pack of 3 different black maternity leggings. So they're going to go like up higher, so they'll be over my belly. And yeah, I didn't really have to buy much else for the cruise. The only other thing I have to look for is to make sure I have really good gloves that I like, and then maybe I think I have something to cover my ears. I have one of those things. It's not like a full big earmuff set. It's like one of those like little ones that are like curled up, and you uncurl them and they like hug your ears, but they kind of go behind your neck. I think I have a pair of those from when I went to Colorado a couple years ago. But Eric needs a big, like not a puffer necessarily, but he needs like that weatherproof outer layer jacket. So at some point we need to go to Burlington. But anyways, so my mom came over today and she brought her luggage. So we packed up Eric's car to practice like making sure all of our luggage will fit, because basically we're each going to take a big bag and a small bag and a carry-on. So the big bag is more like the stuff that we're going to have on the cruise, but then the small bag is stuff that we're going to have for the pre-cruise tour where we go inland to Denali, because we basically have like a mini 3-day inland vacation before we actually get on the boat. So we booked the pre-cruise tour where we go to like Denali National Park and Tel Kenya and all those places, and then they take us back to Seward. I think it's called Seward, and then that's where we get on the boat. So, you know, when you're flying on the plane, you obviously can't have like liquids, like big liquids in the plane with you. So we're gonna have to like do some musical chairs at the first hotel the day we land in Alaska, or no, Anchorage. Well, that's Alaska. I think it's Anchorage, or it's, I don't remember. I think it's Anchorage. My mom knows all of this like the back of her hand. I feel like this is also why I feel behind, because I feel like I don't know the itinerary like the back of my hand yet, and I'm just like, I need to get to that place so I don't forget something. But wherever we land before the pre-cruise tour starts the next day, we have to like musical chairs with our luggage to put the toiletries into our small bag, so that way when we go on the motor coach bus to go inland to Denali, we don't have to like, well, the smaller bag will be our like 3-night bag, and we'll have our toiletries in there, and that way the motor coach, we don't have to ask them to bring off our big bags and our small bags and have our backpacks. Like, it'll just be the small carry-on suitcase plus our backpacks for the 3 days. Then on the cruise we'll have both suitcases each and our backpack, which will be fun trying to put in the room, but we'll figure it out. We I think I told you guys this before, but we ended up upgrading to balcony rooms because it was only $100 extra. They were running some crazy deal or special of some sort, and so my mom screenshotted it when she saw it, and she sent it to our friend who's a travel agent who's helping us book the cruise and stuff. And she was like, holy cow, I have no idea how you found this, but I'm gonna try. And she was able to get us that rate for the balcony. So literally we had to pay $100 per cabin, not per person, per cabin for the whole trip. And now we have balcony rooms, which is insane. So I'm very excited about that, because I'm not normally a balcony person. Like, I truly could care less. But like, everybody was like, an Alaskan cruise, you have to get a balcony, you have to do it. And I'm like, I mean, you could just walk outside your room and go on the deck and see everything. And I was like, because when it's dark, you're not going to see anything. And when are you hanging out in your room? Do you know what I mean? Like, I know that balcony people are very passionate about the balcony experience, but for me personally, I like the interior cabins where it's pitch black and like you can't even see any light, and the boat just rocks you to sleep, and it's just so nice. I feel like if you have a balcony, there's more likely that you're going to get some light in your room earlier in the morning. I think my mom was saying that the sun shouldn't be setting until like 10 o'clock at night in Alaska while we're there, but I don't know that for sure. I haven't looked it up. But either way, we got a balcony, and it is kind of nice. Like, I'm happy we got the balcony for the experience of it all, and I'm sure Eric's gonna love that, so it's fine. I'm fine with it. It was $100. I was like, for a once in a lifetime experience, absolutely. And then what else did we do today? We checked in. So my mom had already checked in like the moment we were allowed to do it, but Eric and I, again, were procrastinating because we were doing everything with Eli's room recently in the last couple weeks. So we checked in to the cruise. We put in like our passport information, and we picked our time to get on the boat and all that, whatever. We can't do the health check until like September 11th, which will just be finishing the land tour part of our trip. So it'll be like, I think that's like the day before we get on the ship. Well, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, so maybe, I think it's the day before or the morning of the day of the cruise is when you do your like health check, so that they know you, like, you're not feeling sick or have COVID or whatever. I did get a letter from my doctor to say that I was perfectly fine to go on the cruise. I think my mom said she looked it up, and Royal Caribbean doesn't restrict people from going on the cruise until they're 23 weeks pregnant. And again, I'm going to be 19 and 20 weeks on the cruise, and I'll be back after that, so it shouldn't be a problem. But I did get a letter from my doctor supporting me going, just in case they get squirrely for whatever reason while I'm there. I do have that letter to give them, but I don't anticipate there being any issues. I've already flown and I felt fine. Obviously, as I get bigger, maybe I'll be more uncomfortable, but this flight, it's like not really crazy. Like, the flight to the cruise is Tampa to Seattle, and then Seattle to, I believe, Anchorage. Anchorage could be where we're leaving from, but I just truly can't remember. And then on the way home, it's the same thing. There's like I think our layover is in LAX, and then we go from LAX all the way to Tampa. So it's like one huge fly and then like a baby fly. So whatever. I just went to Seattle this year, so I'm like, I've been there. Granted, we had a layover from Tampa to Seattle. We had a layover in Phoenix, so like it wasn't like the full, I guess, like 5-hour flight, but like I'm not afraid of a 5-hour flight. I have diamond painting, I have tons of stuff I can do on a plane, or I'll sleep or watch a show or whatever, so I'm not worried about my plane experience. But we'll see how the rest of the crew does on that. But yeah, we checked in, we talked about what excursions we're doing. We're not doing the same ones. So like me and Eric are doing different, not all the same ones that my mom and Dave are doing. The only excursions that we have that are the same is we're doing that like mining excursion where we're like gonna wear hard hats and pan for gold because we're just cheesy and we like to do stuff like that. And then on the last day, the day we get off the boat, we're all for doing like an excursion that basically ends us up at the airport with our bags. Because we were like, well, basically free airport transfer. How could we pass that up? So we did that. And yeah, so the only things left that we have to do to prepare for the cruise really is we have to book the parking garage at the Tampa airport, which I could do it now, but I decided to wait just because I'm afraid if our flights change at all in the next month. Because they've been like, our friend Lisa, who's our travel agent, she's been telling us like sometimes they'll move a couple minutes this way and a couple minutes this way, and I'm like, God forbid they change the flight by like an hour. I don't want the parking garage to be off by an hour and then not let us in and us have to change it, whatever. So probably in like 2 weeks I'll book the parking when I feel more secure about the flight situation. Like I'll check in with Lisa and just make sure that the flights are good. We still have to do that. And then the other thing we still have to do, this Saturday, I'm picking up my friend Cynthia and we're going to go over to my mom's house because Cynthia's going to watch our cats while we're gone. So we have to like, my mom's going to like teach her like where all the stuff is and how to do it and what because she's not like a cat person. So just like giving her like the run of the land and the expectations and all that. Because we're going to be bringing our cats to my mom's house, and it's going to be my 2 cats plus her 2 cats. Yeah, so it's going to be 4 cats. So it's going to be a lot of like litter changes, water freshening, and like, you know, stuff like that, like food. If the cats come up to her and want to be social, like give them some attention so they don't feel lonely. But if they kind of ignore her, that's fine. It'll be for 2 weeks. So she's going to come every other day. So she'll do 5 visits because we leave on a Tuesday. She'll come Wednesday, Friday, Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday, and then we come home Saturday. We'll be home Saturday at like 6 o'clock in the morning. So it's kind of like a red-eye flight on the way home, which again is like yucky, but also kind of good because if we get back to Tampa at like 6 a.m. on a Saturday, we have that whole day plus Sunday to like recover and unpack and sleep, do laundry, like get ourselves back to normal. I'll probably film and say hi to you guys. So like there's a lot that's going to go on. But, ooh, sorry, I got stuck. Yeah, did I have anything else about the cruise? No, I don't think so. It was really funny that we had to like practice getting ready in the car. Like literally they brought their suitcases over completely empty and we shoved them all in the car to make sure that like 4 big bags, 4 small bags, and 4 backpacks could all successfully fit in the car with 4 adults. And fun fact, Honda CRV's got it going on because Eric's car fit everything just fine. Mom and I are going to be a little bit squished in the back, but I feel like that's just more protection for Eli. It's totally fine. So I told Eric, just drive slow. You have precious cargo and it's going to be fine. But it's worth it because my mom wanted to like, she was like really wanting to Uber to and from the airport. She's like, it's only going to be like $50 each way and da-da-da-da-da. And I'm just like, yeah, but like, I really don't like leaving things to chance like that. Like, what if the Uber's late? What if the guy cancels the trip? Because I know you can schedule Ubers in advance. Like, I know you can book them in advance. But I was like, there's too many what ifs, and this trip is way too important to miss a flight or have something go wrong because of an Uber. Do you know what I mean? Like, I would much rather just like drive our car, park in the garage. We've done it several times. It's really successful. It's not that expensive. I think for all 4 of us, it's like $175, and we're going to split it like 2 ways, like for each couple. So like, I think that that's cheaper than what you're going to spend in an Uber. You know what I mean? Like, And we already got to practice with our bags to make sure it fits. Because that was the other thing I was telling my mom. Is I was like, there's no guarantee that the Uber will be big enough to fit our stuff, even if you order an XL. Like, if it's not a guaranteed 3-row car, we're gonna struggle. And even if it is a 3-row car, you might have to put down the 3rd row to put more bags. And like, you just gotta hope that it's a car that has enough space, or that they don't have stuff in their trunk. Like, most Ubers don't have stuff in their trunk because they know people are traveling, but like, I don't know. I was like, there's too many risks. I don't want to deal with it. So we practiced with all of our bags today, and they fit just fine. So we're gonna drive Eric's car to the airport, park it for the 2 weeks, and then pick it up. And then also, it is so nice to not have to wait for an Uber at 6 a.m. when you're exhausted and you've just been on a plane all day and traveling all day, and you're just like moving, going. It's like, we're just gonna get in our car and floor it to my mom's house, drop them off, floor it to our house, and pick up our cats and then go. So that's what we're gonna do. And again, it'll be, by the time we get home, it'll be like 10 o'clock in the morning. So it's like we have our whole day to like collapse. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I'm really looking forward to all of that. But we do have a couple little things to tuck away. I am kind of thinking probably like, I would say probably 2 weekends before we leave on the trip, I think I'm gonna pack my whole bag, other than like some little basic stuff that I use on the daily. Although I think I've mentioned this to you guys before, I really try to have completely separate toiletries from like my main toiletries. So like when I go on vacation, I don't bring my real toothbrush that I use every day. I have a travel toothbrush. I don't have the same toothpaste. I don't have the same hairbrush. I don't have like, because I don't want to have to like, when I get home, pull everything out to like go back to my life. Like, it's okay if the suitcase just sits over there for a couple days with dirty laundry in it. I'll get to it eventually. But like my day-to-day usable items are still like here. So I kind of have duplicates of a lot of stuff, as long as it doesn't like expire. You know what I mean? Like the only thing I'll probably move over is like my daily moisturizer, my night moisturizer, things like that. Because like if you're only using that every once in a while, it'll go bad. So like some of those bigger things I'll move over, but most of my basic needs are duplicated for traveling purposes. Highly recommend that as a hot tip if you don't already do that. But yeah, I think I'm gonna pack like 2 weeks early, because also like a lot of the clothes I'm gonna be bringing on that trip are like long sleeve t-shirts and like leggings, and that is not what I'm wearing in Florida right now, even in September. So I'm thinking that we're gonna be just fine packing a little bit early for this trip. And again, like putting like underwears and bras and like putting all that aside. So again, I'm not constantly having to do laundry right before the trip to pack. Like I'm thinking packing my clothes and my stuff and figuring out my outfits, doing that early will take a lot of anxiety off of me, because I'm going to want to pack my backpack and figure out like my diamond painting situation, because I already kind of know what I'm going to do. Again, we've talked about me bringing that indigenous collection canvas and something for the plane, but I'm going to have to figure out how to pack that successfully. And I want to do that not the weekend that we're like the weekend before we're leaving. Do you know what I'm saying? Because the weekend before we leave, so basically the last weekend of August, which I believe is Labor Day weekend, Eric's birthday is Labor Day, and so we're gonna go down to Eric's dad's beach house for the weekend to celebrate Eric's birthday. So that weekend is completely out, and then the next weekend we leave, that like Tuesday. So I'm not gonna pack the weekend of the week we leave. I just don't want to deal with that. I want to get the house like cleaned and beautiful, and then just like let it live. Plus I'm gonna be doing a lot of filming in advance for those 2 weeks, because I want you guys to have content while I'm gone. So like I'm just not gonna have time during the week to pack either. But it's all gonna work out. I have a plan. I have a plan in my head and on my Word documents. We're fine. But yeah, that is all the stuff that's going on in my life right now. As far as diamond painting is concerned, I just had my 1-year diamond painting anniversary, which is so exciting. It was August 8th. It was a Friday. I uploaded unboxing that day, which was fun. And you know, I was wanting to do like a bigger deal for my 1-year anniversary, but I think it kind of got overshadowed by the fact that I hit 5,000 subscribers. So shout out to my 1-year diamond painting anniversary. I'm so happy I've made it a full year in this craft, and I'm just like so happy with it still to this day. Like I'm having so much fun right now. I feel so guilty. I have not diamond painted. Okay, again, today is the 10th. This is my first day diamond painting in August. I feel really guilty about that. It's not that I'm having any like burnout issues or anything like that. It's just I've been so like go on getting like Eli's room ready, doing all this with the cabinets, getting the Legos in the room, putting all my diamond paintings in here, and filming, and all this drama with work, and getting ready for this big trip, and I'm pregnant, and we have family coming into town. It was just like a lot. It was a lot. Like, haven't been really great about posting on Instagram, haven't been filming, like, or I've been filming, but I haven't been like diamond painting when I'm not filming. So it's been a struggle and I've missed it. And so like to sit down and just like diamond paint with you guys feels really good. Like, I want to get back to this more. It's just that like when I'm not like doing like something that I'm supposed to be doing, I'm like trying to get his room ready, because I think the faster I can get his room empty and prepared, the better I'll feel and the more free time I'll have. Because again, we're leaving in a month for Alaska, and what I told myself was before Alaska we would have his room completely empty and ready to be painted, because when we come back from Alaska all the way up until the end of October, that is our window to paint his room and put up that really pretty mural that I told you guys we're going to get. Ideally, the mural shows up on Wednesday. If the mural shows up on Wednesday, I promise I will I will film it for a future video. I don't think it's going to make it in this Whip and Chat, because again, Wednesday is the day I post this video. But maybe the next week's Whip and Chat, I will show you guys a clip of the footage of his mural if it comes in on Wednesday like it's supposed to. It came in so fast. It's coming from Latvia. I was like, I didn't even know it was coming. I didn't even know I ordered it from Latvia. The girl was super nice. I was chatting with her back and forth. I had to order a custom size for his wall. And she was like, yep, that's so great. Okay, free shipping. Cool, here it is. And you pay this much. And I was like, okay. So I ordered it off of Etsy, and it's literally showing up on Wednesday. I'm like, that's crazy fast, considering it had to go through like customs and all the stuff, whatever. It was overseas. So, and again, it was free shipping. So I'm like, heck yeah. So if it shows it up Wednesday, I'll definitely like film it for you guys so you can see it. And then I will put that in a future Whip and Chat. Also, his rug came in, which I will also show you. I'll just show you both at the same time. The rug is in the other room already, but it's like rolled up against the wall because it's like, you know, I opened it to make sure I liked it, which I did, but then I just rolled it up so it wasn't like in the way or getting stepped on or gross stuff on it or anything. But there are still some boxes on the floor in there. Specifically, what Eric and I were struggling the most with trying to figure out where we wanted to put it was our Magic the Gathering stuff. We have a ton of cards and binders and play mats and stuff, and like we used to put it in this like white thing that was in our hallway, but we have moved that white thing into our laundry room, so we have kind of like a linen closet, so to speak, in our laundry room, because we really didn't have that before. We needed a spot to put like all of our spare bedding and towels, like guest towels, and a lot of stuff had to move into we needed a linen closet, and we didn't have one, so we basically repurposed that. But now all of our Magic stuff is displaced, and it used to live in that cabinet. So I think I'm going to turn one of these cabinets into like our Magic the Gathering like little hub space. So essentially, I think I finally nailed down what all of these cabinets are going to be. So hopefully in the next like 2-3 weeks, you'll start to see this looking a lot clearer, depending on how much time I have. But right now, this cabinet is all coloring supplies. The cabinet right behind me is all of my Diamond Art Club, or not Diamond Art Club specifically, but it's all of my storage containers for my drills. It also has my binder that has all my sticker sheets in it, and it has my washi tape in bins, and it has my binder that has all my Treasure Quest cards in it. There's also still a lot of room left in there for me to put other stuff, but that's all that's in there right now. Then this third cabinet over here currently just has my spare drill boxes, so those big white boxes that I put all my spare drills in at the end of a project. Those are in there right now. I don't think that that's going to be their permanent home, but it might be. It might be. I just have to figure out the shelving situation. And then the last closet, which is off camera that you can't see, or the cabinet, that is going to be all the Magic stuff. So that is where we're at. So I think these are all kind of mapped out, which is good, because now that I've kind of given each of them a job, I can start pulling things out of Eli's room and like putting it in the cabinet of what its job is, and hopefully clear his floor out, because again, I want that room done. The only piece of like furniture moving we still have to do is in that room. There is a big brown tall like drawer set. It came with our master bedroom like furniture set. Like we have like the frame of the bed, we had 2 side tables, nightstand tables, a tall dresser and a long dresser with a mirror. So in our bedroom right now, we just have the bed, obviously like the bed frame, the long dresser, but we took off the mirror because the TV's above it. And then the tall boy drawer is in there. And then I gave the at bedside tables to my mom and David because we just didn't need them. We wanted something different. So they took those. We're gonna move that big dresser, the tall dresser, into our closet, and Eric's gonna use that for more space to fold clothes. And then he's gonna give me the entire dresser that's in our bedroom, because right now we split it. I get one row of 3 and he gets 2 rows of 3. So he's gonna now get 5 in the new thing, and I'm gonna gain 6. Does that make any sense? It's gonna work out. He's basically like moving stuff over, but those drawers are deeper and bigger. They're like a little bit bigger, and I'm gaining some additional drawers because, again, like I need to start being better about folding my stuff. Like I love to hang up everything I own, and I don't like to fold stuff. I like to hang stuff on hangers, but we don't have enough hanging space in our closet for that. So I have to go through my whole closet, and like all my t-shirts that I have, I need to like start folding them and putting them in a drawer like an adult. So I have more closet space for like dresses and nice clothes and like whatever. So that's another task. That will probably happen either next weekend or the weekend after, because those 2 weekends we have free. And then that last weekend of August, again, we're going to go be with his parents at the beach house to celebrate his birthday. But yeah, I don't even know how I got on that tangent, but I did, and here we are. So diamond painting stuff. Oh yeah, I guess I was talking about the cabinets and stuff. But anyways, something really exciting. I've teased it a couple times that Eric and I have a little project that we wanted to share with you guys, and we're really, really excited to kind of launch this new series on the channel. Okay, let me pause for a sec so I can talk about it, like, because I don't want to forget about it. So essentially a while ago, like earlier this year, actually this is an idea that I've had in the back of my head for like since I started my channel, but I didn't know how I wanted to like conceptualize it. And then once Eric started coming on the channel with me more, and he liked it, and you guys liked having him on so much, I was like, I wish there was like a staple thing that we could do together on the channel where like people would know that you're going to be there. Because again, Whip chats, sometimes he's here, sometimes he's not. Like it just depends on like what's going on or what the conversation's about. Like sometimes if I'm talking about a trip we went on, like obviously I want him to be here so he can talk about the trip too. But sometimes, most of the time, it's just me. But I kind of wanted there to be a thing that he felt like he was a part of. And so I had this idea for a series, and it's going to be called Drill Worthy. And Drill Worthy is going to be a series on the channel where Eric and I get together and we are going to pick an artist. It can be an artist that's already with a diamond painting company, or just a random artist that we find on Instagram. And what we're going to do is we're going to go through the artist's Instagram. Maybe we'll look at, like, if they have a website linked, we'll look at their website. We're going to look at their portfolio of artwork as far back as we can go. And each of us are going to select 5 canvases. So it'll be 10 canvases total, or I say canvases, artwork, 5 images, 5 from me, 5 from him, so 10 total. And we are going to basically talk about why and how we think they would be good as diamond paintings. So again, like, we'll pick an artist, and then I'll go on their Instagram and I'll find 5 and he'll find 5. And then we'll do our best to pick, like, again, he has no idea. So I'll try to help guide him. Like, if we pick an artist that's already a diamond painting artist, I will be like, okay, you have to repick this one because it's already been made into a diamond painting. Sorry, I had like an eye sleepy and I was like, it was bothering me. So like, whatever. So we'll have 5 images each. We'll do our best to make sure that they're not already made into diamond paintings from like a company that we all know about. And then we'll like talk about a whole bunch of different things. I wrote down all the things we were going to talk about. We're going to talk about like, you know, should it be in round or square? What size diamond painting should it be? Like, should it be a small, medium, large, extra large, based on like the level of detail? Special drill placement. Where do we think like special drills could be placed? And we're going to go through all 10 canvases for that artist, and we're going to talk about each of these things. So like, again, who, like, if it's mine, you know, I'll be like, well, I picked this one and this is why I love this one. And Eric can make comments about it too. And then I'll be like, and I think it should be like a round drill canvas. And Eric might be like, I think it should be a round 2, or I think it should be a square. And then we'll talk about like, these are some of the areas if it was rendered, these are some of the areas that I think would be really cool with these types of special drills. And then this is what size we both think it should be, like small, medium, or large, or extra large, or around how many drills we think it'll be. And again, the series is called Drill Worthy because it's like these images are worthy of being diamond painted. So it's like they're drill worthy. I don't know. I'm just so proud of that name. And the whole concept, I'm really, really excited about it. And we wanted to kind of launch it as like a new fun thing that we're going to do after my 1-year diamond painting anniversary. Why we did that, I don't know. It just felt very ceremonial to do so. So the first episode of Drill Worthy is actually going to be, I'm trying to think of what day it's going to come out. I think for you guys, it's going to come out on Sunday, August 17th. So look forward to the first episode of Drill Worthy. I'll give you guys a little hint. The first artist that we are going to be doing is Kikowah. So we thought Kikowah would be an amazing first artist to choose. I did show Eric a couple different like diamond painters that we already know and love based on my stash. And he felt that Kikowah had a lot of really cool artwork that he liked just from my stash. So he wanted to check out her Instagram and her shop and see more. So I was very encouraging of that because I love Kikowah. So that's going to be our first episode. It's going to be about Kikowah, and we're going to pick 5 canvases each from her Instagram and her website, and then we're going to talk about them on our first episode of Drill Worthy on the 17th. So yay! I am so excited to tell you guys about that. Please let me know in the comments, like, are you excited about that? Do you like that concept idea? Do you think that there's any other segments that you think we should add to the episode? Those videos are probably going to last about an hour or so, depends on how much we gab. We're not going to be like whip and chatting during it. It's almost going to be kind of like a visual podcast. I hesitate to even call it that because like, it's not a podcast, it's like a video, it's still a video, but you know what I mean? Like, we're not going to be like working on diamond paintings and Legos while we talk about these things. We're going to be like, we're going to share the images on the screen with you so you can see which images we picked. And we're just going to kind of be like sitting with each other and like talking back and forth about these things and like discussing. But let me know if you guys have any other fun ideas that we can add to these drill-worthy episodes about the canvases or how we pick the artists or other things that we could like drill down on, haha, not to be funny, but like to drill down on related to like how the artwork would look as a diamond painting. Also, something really cool that we thought we could do at the end of the episode is like if we had like a favorite 1 or 2 canvases, or all of them, I don't know, we could submit them to like companies to ask them to be turned into diamond paintings. Like, I know for sure Diamond Art Club encourages us to send them to the licensing email address, like, hey, we would love to see this as a diamond painting, whether they're already an artist with Diamond Art Club or if they're a new artist that they've never worked with before. They actually encourage you to send them artwork, and then that's like how diamond paintings are voted on and made, is like by us sending them that stuff. Let me know if you know if other companies encourage that too. I don't want to bombard anyone with like an email once a month being like, hey, make this into a diamond painting. We love it. But if you know of other companies that are very open to receiving that feedback, or if you are a diamond painting company that enjoys hearing that feedback, let me know in the comments below. We'd be happy to like do an email to like a bunch of different companies saying like, hey, check these out. They're really cool. Yes. So, Drill Worthy. Very exciting. New little series. Eric and we talked about like how frequently we wanted to do this, and I think once a month feels right for us right now, because again, we're having a baby, we have a lot going on, the holiday season is coming up, and we don't want to like overcommit ourselves, especially because like once the baby's here, we're going to need some break time and going on maternity leave and all that. So I think right now it's going to be once a month. But who knows? I can't predict the future, but if this goes really well, maybe we'll see more. But anyway, I'm really excited about this idea. I've had this idea for like a really long time, and I don't really think I've seen anyone else do anything like this. Granted, like, I don't have eyes on the entire internet. Maybe someone else has done this before, but like, I just truly, genuinely came up with this out of my own head, and I just think it's going to be really fun. And I love the name Drill Worthy. I think it's so cute, and yeah. I'm excited. And I'm excited to do something else with Eric that's like a permanent thing on the channel, because I know you guys love him so much and I love him so much, and it's like a great way for him to be kind of like that permanent fixture. And again, he might still show up in like whip and chats and stuff. Like, I'm not saying that's the only place you'll ever see him, but it's a guaranteed place to see him because I love doing that with him. So anyway, very excited to film our first episode. We haven't filmed it yet, but we're going to film it this week, and you will see that on the 17th of August. So please let me know what your thoughts are on that below. Otherwise, like I said, this is the first day I've diamond painted in August, which makes me sick. But I think I was just trying really hard to like, I was just like, I need to get as much done as possible because once I have everything done for Eli's room, I can rest and diamond paint. Man, that is the biggest lie I've ever told myself. When you're once you become a mom, whatever, I consider myself a mom already, even though I'm still pregnant. I think that you're a mom the moment you're pregnant, like truly. I just gotta let it go. I'm just like, Ashley, you're gonna be busy for the rest of your life. If you tell yourself that you're gonna wait to diamond paint until you're not busy, you're never gonna diamond paint again. So get in it, girl. And that's what I'm doing. I'm like, you know what? Every day, I'm just gonna try to be better about finding time in the day for myself to do the craft that I love so much. And again, also, I want to make progress on all these projects. Like, I have so many projects, and I told myself, like, I really don't want to add too many more canvases because I'm trying to wind stuff down. But if I'm going 10 days into a month without diamond painting, how am I going to wind anything down that way? And we have drills and chills coming, and I've been thinking about drills and chills a lot lately. That is, like, literally the first diamond painting event I ever participated in, because it started in September and I started diamond painting in August, and I was just like learning about the craft at that time. And so I was so hyped to work on a canvas for Drills and Chills last year, and I even won a prize. I won some Tracy's DP World Putty, and that really just sealed the deal for me with this craft. It got me so locked in and excited about doing this like all the time. So I'm just like, I'm really wanting to participate again for my second time. But like, I'm looking at my canvases, and I don't really think I have too many Halloween or fall themed canvases that are not gigantic. I need to look again. I didn't look too deeply, but I don't know. I have to figure it out. I have to figure out what I want to do, because again, I'm not really entering for prizes. Like, because again, now that I have a channel, I just would rather you guys win prizes. And then if all the small shops are like, you know, putting up the things that they're giving away for prizes, if they're putting them up for sale, like, I'd rather like buy the item and support the small shop anyway. So I'm participating, but more so in a like walk alongside of it type thing. So I guess I'm not really bound by the rules as much as someone who's like actually trying to win prizes. But I also don't want to confuse anybody by them being like, that has nothing to do with fall, or that has nothing to do with Halloween. Ashley, you're sending a bad message to the community. I don't want to be that person either. And then on top of that, I was like telling myself, girl, you really just had to pick that Munimade canvas with Halloween and stuff. This would have been perfect for Drills and Chills, but I was just, Munimade was the small shop that y'all chose for me to work on, and I was just so jazzed about this canvas that I couldn't help myself. And, you know, then I was pregnant, and I was like, I should have done the mama bear one. I have that other Munimade canvas that has the mama bear on the moon with the little baby bear. Granted, I'm pretty sure that baby bear is a girl bear. Not that I can't do it. I'm not saying I can't do it, but I'm just saying, like, I'm trying to feel the boy energy, right? Like, I'm trying to be very excited. I mean, I'm already very excited. I'm not having to like try like hard. I'm just saying, like, I don't know that I would have gotten as much joy out of it because I just found out that I'm having a boy and it's like a little girl. But I am eventually going to be kitting up that mermaid canvas. And that was the other thing I thought about, is like, okay, I have all these big projects and I am going to do that mermaid canvas for his room. But it's like, do I do it? Like, do I try to get it done before he arrives, or do I try to, like, do I start it as like my canvas that I want to work on while I'm on maternity leave, and for now just try to get all of these canvases done as fast as I can? Do I make this my kind of Drills and Chills canvas? I know I said I was going to do one in addition to this, but again, hindsight is 2020, and I wasn't thinking I was going to be pregnant at the time when I was saying I was going to kit up all these things. For sure, again, what I can tell you for sure, I'm doing the Indigenous Collection canvas for my trip to Alaska. For sure, I'm going to do that mermaid, that mom and me mermaid and sun canvas for Eli's room. There is this crystal art design canvas that I have that is a holiday canvas that I really want to do. It's small, but it's full crystal, and I've always wanted to try a canvas like that. The last time I did, well, I've technically done a canvas like that. It was my first diamond painting I ever completed, but it was from Make Market, and it wasn't like a picture of something. It was just like wavy lines. So I would love to do like a full canvas to see if I like that type of design, and if I like drill, like canvases that are full special drill, and then if I want to order from them again. So that's number 3 for sure. I'm definitely going to kit up some mini for the trips, the plane trips that I have coming up. I'm going to Alaska, Colorado for a wedding, and then North Carolina for a wedding. So all 3 of those trips will get mini canvases. Maybe the same one multiple times if I haven't finished it yet. But like those are 4 for sure things that are getting kitted up before the end of the year. But like drills and trills, I'm like, do I want to just like force another canvas, or do I just want to like, again, I barely started on this one. September is in like 3 weeks, 2 weeks, 2 weeks. So I'm like, I don't know. Let me know. Do you guys think I need to kit up another one? Should I find something in my stash that's smaller? I don't really think I have much. Most of my Halloween canvases are pretty big. Because I have like that big Rita Kanya Halloween witch canvas. I do have a lot of witches. I have a ton of witches in my stash. But again, most of them are like kind of big. I'll look again though. But let me know in the comments if you think it would be okay to just make this Sally and Zero canvas, my Drills and Chills canvas. Just again, to support the event and to work alongside you guys with this canvas in support of that. I'm just like, I don't know, the idea of kitting up something just to kit it up for an event, it just feels like a stretch for me right now because I do have so much to do and I do have so much traveling going on in the next couple of months. I'm just like, I don't know that I want to put myself in a bad place because I still have Angel of Justice, the Big Jaded Gem Shop, which again is going to be like a year-long project at this point. This one, and I have the Tea Party still by Ivy Dollamore. That's halfway done. And I really want to get back to that canvas. That canvas makes me so dang happy. I really need to work on that. So anyways, I'm like debating on just kind of finishing up those projects and then those 4 extra little things that I said that are kind of smaller. Or do I just like bite the bullet and try to find something to kit up for the 2-month Drills and Chills event? I honestly feel like this could take me 2 months just because of the pace I've been going at lately because I've had so much going on. But I also like know that you guys get excited to see new things kitted up and I don't want to like let you guys down if you were hoping to see me pick something new for Drills and Chills. Who knows? Maybe they'll do a really cool like Halloween drop soon and they'll have like some really cool mini set or something that I'm dying to do, or I don't know, something else. I don't know. Maybe something will come around that's Halloween themed that I'm excited about, that's on the smaller side, so I feel like I could actually accomplish it within the confines of Drills and Chills season, which is September and October. So anyways, I think that's the majority of the diamond painting news I had for you guys. I think the last thing we'll do is question of the day. I have to grab the book. Let me scoot this to the side really quick. I was ill prepared. Where did I actually stick that? Oh my. Where is my question of the day book? Usually, oh, there it is. Thank God. I was like, usually I have it near me before I start everything. But today I have, well, not just today. I've just been throwing things everywhere lately and things are falling apart. But I do have my question of the day book. This is a book that's called 2,000 Questions About Me. I got it from Walmart for like $5 a while ago, and every Whip and Chat we just pick a random number and we ask that question. I answer it live, on the channel, and then if you guys feel comfortable, you can answer it in the comments too. No pressure if you don't want to, but feel free to play along with us. So what number should we pick? What should we pick? Let's pick, we'll pick the day that I'm leaving for the cruise. Or the trip with Alaska. That is going to be September 9th. So, 909. We'll go with 909. 909. Ooh. 909. It hasn't happened yet where we accidentally picked the same number twice. Okay, 909. Here we go. If you were a fashion designer, what style of clothing or accessories would you design? Ooh, that's a fun question. Let me highlight it and then I'll show it to you guys. Okay, let me just do this really quick. Okay, if you were a fashion designer, what style of clothing or accessories would you design? Very fun question. If I was a fashion designer, you know, I feel like, you know, fashion is evolving. I was talking, it's funny because I was talking about my mother-in-law earlier and she's such a fashionista. I am not. I ironically like I like simple and comfy cozy. Like that's my vibe. Like I don't ever want to feel tight in something. I like loose clothes. I like, I also don't want to be swimming in my clothes completely, but I do like a looser fit. I like to feel like comfy when I'm going to work. I pretty much always wear dresses because I don't have to coordinate a top and a bottom. It's one thing, it's a dress and it looks cute, and that's that. You just have to grab your shoes and go. So I think like, it depends on if I was fashion designing for like a work situation or like a street style, like cozy at home situation. I feel like this is tough. I could either go the dress route where I like design dresses for work that are comfy and functional for the office, or I could design like streetwear that was like for just like hanging out and vibing. I don't own a lot of them, but something that I've seen in fashion that I like a lot is like, well, it's actually kind of like, how old things become new again. I've seen a lot of people like doing the whole like sweatsuit thing where it's like sweatpants and a hoodie that matches, like they coordinate. I feel like that is a cool vibe, and again, very comfy, cozy, but I wish that was like, because again, I live in Florida, so it's very hot here. I think if I could be a designer, I would design basically sets like that, but that were like functional for heat environments. So like maybe you're still wearing like sweatpants, but they're like a special material that's like a wicking material, but they're super soft, but like you're not feeling like you're sweating in 80-degree weather. Some sort of cool like new functional material. And same thing with like a sweater, or even like you could interchange like a t-shirt and a jacket, or like a a zip up hoodie or something, like, but it wasn't something that would make you sweat to death in this heat. I also am a big fan of like the shorts that are sweatpant material. You guys have probably seen me wear them on the channel before. Like they're basically like super cozy shorts, but they're made out of that like soft, like cushy sweatpant material. I just love house, like clothes to like lounge around the house, or like go out to lunch with your friends or whatever. Like literally right now, I'm wearing a t-shirt and shorts. This is like a Nike t-shirt and a pair of shorts that I'm pretty sure I got at Walmart. Like it's just a vibe for me. So yeah, as far as accessories, I'm not a huge jewelry wearer. I think jewelry is beautiful, but I am a menace. And so I have my wedding rings. I have earrings that Eric bought me. And I used to wear a necklace every day that my dad had got me when I was a kid. And it had a little star on it that was actually my grandmother's ashes were in that star. But I don't know what happened, but when I became pregnant, I think the metal was doing something to my skin. Like all of a sudden my skin was having like a reaction to the metal. And the necklace itself is real gold, but the little gold star and the extender on my necklace, because again, my dad got me this necklace when I was like 10 years old, so it needed an extender because I'm like an adult now. The extender was plated gold, it wasn't true gold, so it was like creating like weird rashes on my chest with the star, and then the back of my neck had like black like grossness. I don't know, it was very strange. So I stopped wearing it. I'll try to wear it again after I'm through with my pregnancy. And if it still gets weird on my skin, maybe I'll try to upgrade the clasp in the back to like true gold, like a real gold extender that's like not just plated. And then the star, I'll have to figure it out. Maybe I can wear it like over my clothes or something. But I've never had a skin reaction to that necklace before. And then I got pregnant and it was like turning my skin colors. And I was like, all right, let's take a break. Although it could be something just about me, because these earrings are real gold as well. They're white gold, but anytime I try to wear those like cute earrings from Claire's or something, my ears turn like different colors. Like my skin doesn't react well with not real jewelry, or like I don't even know, I don't even think I've tried stainless steel before, but that's probably safe. But my skin doesn't do well with not real jewelry. Which is unfortunate because there are so many cute earrings and necklaces and rings and stuff that like I would love to buy for myself, but like I really can't wear it for a long period of time or it starts to like turn my body colors. That doesn't seem safe. So let me know in the comments, if you were a fashion designer, what style of clothing or accessories would you design? If I did have to pick an accessory, I'd probably pick something for hair, because I do, like right now my hair is down. That's a miracle. Truly, you've probably seen me mess with it 1,000 times in this video. My hair is so flat and thin. Like I do have a lot of hair, but it's like very, I have very thin textured hair, and so I always want to like pick it up into like a fun updo, but it's so thin and it's just like, I feel like it doesn't look great. Like, I don't know. My hair's a mess. I'm also dying to chop my hair off. I have the Alaska trip and 2 more weddings. Really, I'm holding out for those weddings because I want them to be able to style my hair with the length. Once I'm back from the last wedding, I am chopping it to my shoulders. I'm not going to go above my shoulder. I think it looks really cute when it's like right at my shoulder. So you're going to see a haircut come like November, the end of November, close to Thanksgiving. And I'm super jazzed about it. So yeah, again, let me know. If you were a fashion designer, what style of clothing or accessories would you design? And that is all we have for today's video. So thank you so much for joining me. I had a really fun time whipping with you on this beautiful canvas. I feel like I got a decent amount done of like the glow in the dark section, and then I did place all the ABs in this section, but I have a lot of work to go. So stay tuned for that. But yeah, let me know in the comments. Again, mamas, if you have any advice for me and my maternity leave / going back to work woes about having to separate from my baby. Even if you're not a mom or a parent, just any support you can share would be great. I'm grateful for, because I'm going through it right now. My heart is breaking ever so slightly about the idea of having to go back to work after only being with my baby full time for 4 months. So let me know what encouraging things you have to say about that. And then also answer the question of the day and answer any of the other crazy questions I might have asked you throughout this video. I love you guys so, so much. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And again, look forward to Drill Worthy coming up in a couple weeks. I'm really excited to share the first episode with you guys. They're really excited too. So thank you for tuning in, and I will catch you in the next one.